Kamakuye, 50 megawatts solar na B Congo. So they 120, or not don't go 220 already. The other one, would they look Dodo? Dodo, they don't belong from where we they school. 6 megawatts for Kenema and Bo, but we can expand them to 12. Minister don't do feasibility study there. Then they say for the packager now, we want to put down the forward from 6 to 12 megawatts. Yeah? We they look Singi Mise, 15 megawatts, na Moyamba. So we get a portfolio of renewable energy project because God give we for free. We'll not get for pay person for fuel. Yeah? Renewable energy, solar, hydro combinations with storage. We go boost we capacity. President envision, when they say we launch in September, which we call the Just Energy Transition Plan. Some of una we been can we dialogue in October. The Just Energy Transition Plan, the president in target now 1 gigawatt. It is set the vision, but not to engage for donor. President Kennedy, we tell the Americans, they say within a decade, we'll put a man on the moon. You know, say, I, President Kennedy, will put you on the moon. In fact, been non die safe. The Americans did it in less than 10 years. What we want to do now as a team is to set that target that will do 1 gigawatt in 10, 15 years. But now, this time, we're going to push that envelope. We want to do between 150 to 200 megawatts. We want to double within 3 to 4 years. Those monies are coming in to finance those private sector projects. There's some work to do in the next 3 to 4 months, 3 to 6 months, to package that, get private sector folks in. It's going to be open. This is not to say they go take container, camo, no. This is an investment. You can forget the skills. You can forget the technical expertise, and you put money inside, not to fly by night. The chances are superb, they're good. From there, we don't go meet some developers together with Kandeh and others. We're ready for come in a week or so. For can take a look at some of them projects here. So that's on the energy side. On the food side, quickly. We put a number of projects on food security as well. Yeah, we put a number of projects on the table. One of the flagship na Tomabo. Yeah, we put that map up, you go see and down south. Yeah, we want for irrigate this area. We get 6 clusters for food feed salon, where I know say the Minister of Agriculture don't talk about, but me go just touch on 2 key areas, yeah? And Opiana Cambia area. Yeah, they get another belt in a Tonkolili area. With they package them projects here, they put them. If you take Tomabom as a case study, we get almost 100,000 hectares done there if you connect them to Bondapi. Yeah? Flatland, fresh water. Fresh water. If we can build the infrastructure, we build the road going inside there. We use energy solutions. We flood the under, control the water. We can do 3 crops a year. We target, can we do 30,000 hectares there? And then similar numbers in other locations. Investors interested, some of that money, they come in. Agriculture requires infrastructure. It requires road. It requires energy. Energy solutions down here for the pump that water there, for mill the rest, for storage, for processing as well. I've been one give on then context then there and the last slide, then I go hand over. EDSA. All the way till we they do, it a well. If we not fix EDSA. I don't think say people realize. When the crisis be 4 weeks ago, all I heard, finance no repay. Finance no repay. I say, well, they don't know energy sector. Finance not supposed for pay. Now EDSA supposed for pay. Our EDSA, we lose 62% in losses. 62%. Think about business where you run. You lost 62%, not to bomb fin that one day. It's not correct. We gotta fix it. Look at some numbers here from all the studies that we don't do on EDSA. This is fact. When I can take them down. If EDSA is not reformed, the utility will accrue 431 million in losses by 2027. That's not money for school. That's not money for hospital. Now finance for pay. EDSA for pay. When they pay fees, not so. Other people, they use the energy. Yeah, these are real numbers, eh? Because when you read people they talk to, I say they don't understand the sector. They don't understand the implications. We gotta fix EDSA. Otherwise, them money yourself for one can, they know they can't. EDSA supposed to pay people when they do investment in power. Then they only go to finance where they choke. Now, like me and you waiting Changa Fambul, they are lent me quick 20 million, last solve, I go pay you back. Now that's finance for do for them. But when you see, don't say, nah, finance for pay, but the way the money where they collect, EDSA collects only 4 out of 10 units they sell. Where's the rest? We gotta fix it. If we not fix EDSA, we're dead. You lose almost $500 million in the next few years. How for fix EDSA? Many things. You get for fix the infrastructures on them all. But then we then collect them for pay. So how we go put MIS systems in, metering systems, and Boku people ready for help. I left this slide last. I would have left her up. When I take the number Yana from me. For Leone understand, and let's tell una waiting funny. We meet with the vice president of Liberia. Liberia then fixed the EDSA. In the last 2 years, they reduced losses by 30%. The Liberia EDSA able to pay Cote d'Ivoire 10 million for the young power. We on EDSA no able to pay $100,000. What's wrong with us? If we not fix EDSA, the whole economy dies. All of you. Every year you go get serious blackouts on 10 in 2-3 months because nobody, all them work here will don't do. For go bring them money that can in the whole. And everybody says fix your utility. The reform is complicated, but it is doable, and you go see say Boku of EDSA and resources will go into fixing this. Making sure when you pay, you get value for money. Making sure those who are using the most also pay. Because why? EDSA needs to build these interconnections I showed you in the map. I put this context, Mr. Minister, because all man say the money. I didn't think the money for fix. Encourage private sector for invest in the sector. And Salomon and they will get projects, they're $100 million. I was impressed. $100 million, $60 million. I am happy they're doing that. But to get for help them package and for see if somebody will say, all right, I trust you enough to borrow money and invest with you. Some are foreign, some are local. With that context, we could take me later on, we'll take questions, but here I don't lay the foundation for my colleagues.
Excellent.
Thank you very much.
Excellent.
Let's go straight to rural electrification. If you look at transmission map we'll put up to owner, then you go, if we get that loop done over the next few years, you go say it touch a number of rural areas. So that's an important one. Some of the studies the way MCC been on do, we already look at what we call energy for productive uses. So there's some connection there with major agricultural production centers. But on the other side, we're not separating, we're not been there at the round table. Right now, me, Honorable Minister Dr. Taylor, with a lead a subcommittee now we'll call Mini Grids Accelerator. Most of those will be embedded in those 6 agricultural clusters as a push. Also, we don't look, say, okay, the current mini grid we did in small at 36 kilowatts. The next generation of mini grids will one start from 120 to about 300 to 1 megawatt. So, as I say, Dr. Eldred Taylor and me would chair that committee there now with the driver, with the hope, say, inshallah, on 10 September, we will don't sign that final agreement where President will able to announce to the nation. In addition, we get other partners, Sustainable Energy for All and others, who then say for those 17. So the remaining about 123 with a package and now I meet with some other investors. For example, the good news is we meet with World Bank, the practice manager. It don't already commit to me, say, Kandeh, we will support the mini grid push for the agricultural production centers. So we set a target for 200. Of course, they say if we get half that one, they say if we would reach an additional 100 communities, but we are more than confident, say over the next few years, we may be able to hit that 200 additional, which will make us the biggest mini grid hub for the 4-5 contiguous countries. And build the skills and so on. Just 2 weeks ago, Unasia bring the Director General of the International Renewable Energy Agency. It was deliberate. Then said they look, will they get another investment forum first week of September in Kenya? Will they put additional projects on the table? And part of the package where we want to go in at the mini grids. Because as they build the bulk power and the transmission lines, we want to decentralized energy solutions. If you do 200 more, they can roughly 50 for each of the regions, that's 50 communities. But again, the power production amounts could be higher because one let able use irrigation systems, then for use rice mills and so on. So rural electrification is top on our list. The last one on the mining Yes, then they will get forfeit. Yeah, we'll get forfeit big time. Environmental enforcement around that Bumbuna area. We'll get for serious butter. We now let people begin mine. Then the dirty go gather inside with dam. Yeah, so that point the way raise it good, but I get good engineer now, Dr. Jallo Dende. I don't know the geology connection to Lake Somfond, and they look there far. Maybe there is hydrology issues with Lake Somfond, but wait here I go say. We get good engineers and at the team, Dr. Husseini, Dr. Jallo, where they all done the work. They also start their career 25 years ago na Bumbuna. So then just glad to say a younger generation can repackage this with our own style, take their work, revalidated by good experts around the world with the driver, and then say go in at the community, but a committee. But yeah, those hydrology questions, environmental impacts, we take them very serious and we'll deal with them. In the case of the Bumbuna One flagship, minimal because the dam already exists. Yeah, the solar, the land is secured. Some of it could be floating solar. Over time, as we expand, yes, we'll get to look at additional environmental impacts.
Excellent. 1, 2, 3 at the back. Who the lady? There. Number 4, number 5. I did do this other lady, number 6. And then if not the other lady I don't give, but 6 is enough. They will go up after day. Okay. If as you know, if you get question too before you come, you can send the question on 818 toll free on all the platform. You can use the online platform as well and send your question. And the assurance what they always give now is with the answer and ask all questions we want to send. I'll take them 6 questions here quick and see how we do.
Yes. My name is Mahmoud Silla from the Nature newspaper. Dr. Yumkella, he talk on irrigation. When the Minister of Agriculture in there, back talk on irrigation. Is it possible as a nation for us to have an institution with the man irrigation system like other countries? Like taking, for example, Kenya, they get what they then call National Irrigation Authority.
Yes, go ahead.
My name is Suleiman Jallo. I write for Expo Times. Dr. Yumkella, you talk about a lot of development initiatives, especially the tomato rice. 2 weeks back, I visited Bo Muyamba in Putloko. I find out see the initiative with the government being initiated a few years back, youth in the farm, not functional again. Even some districts, they do harvesting since 2021, 2022. You ask them for the seedlings in Node, not talk about the farming activities. Sustainability is very key. What do they put in place for monitoring, making sure the tomato rice and other investment in the energy sector are sustainable in the country?
All right, next question.
Tijan Jallo, the Times SL newspaper. Madam Kouma, you're on the good model. Each partner country proposes its own accountable entity structure to manage and implement the compact. The reason why I'm bringing this question, in this country over the years, grants are provided and they come in the name of Sierra Leone. The grants could come for Sierra Leone people and for the government of Sierra Leone. But when these grants come, you will see some of these institutions, they will send experts and money goes back to these experts. And now the MCC, they try to tell you, say, then your money where they give, that's what they, they even, be a law for the implementing country for SEPA an American company for being involved. Because I don't read about them on their website. So I want to know waiting at your own position because now this is money. And you say MCC don't approve $480 million. $480 million for Sierra Leone. And when you make that announcement, gets under the air. So, $480 million don't come. At the end of the day, people will say, they don't chop $480 million. Let's know whether they are going to have a gateway go come for implement this money. Thank you.
See, they are in a very good mood. So I allow Leader Monday ask long question. Go ahead, madam.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Fati R.M. Kandeh, and I work for the Women's Voice newspaper. The Feed Salon a fine project, and we all as Sierra Leoneans for invest in agriculture. But how I will continue for invest where there is a rapid importation of goods in the market?
Okay, thank you very much. We'll ask the minister and the Minister of Finance. He will answer that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Alo Science representing Premier News. KKY, I just want to waiting basically on the role of SLARI, Sierra Leone Agricultural Institute, in the attainment of government.
Research Institute, okay.
Yeah, Research Institute, in the attainment of government food security program, when SLARI basically remain one of the most neglected government institutions.
Okay, thank you very much. There was a sixth person. Yes, the lady there, and then we go wrap them up from there.
Good afternoon. My name is Nemuna, and I work for AYV. So in Dr. Yumkella in presentation, he mentioned, say, EDSA, they accrue more financial losses at the country. So my question is that EDSA na a private entity and then sole aim na profit making. The government get any plan for set up a national electricity structure we will be directly supervised by the government for solve this issue?
All right, thank you. I think my question also for the Minister of Finance, but I know say in fact, Deputy Minister, we might give you the microphone for later. Minister, I'll start with you now. I'll try for balance her off. I think you in question the expatriates the we can follow the money and outside the money day. And the question I want also maybe talk about, because I think the broader in premise that each country they propose in new implementation structure, waiting a we proposed structure for Salon.
So the structure is a board, and currently the board has been proposed inside the compact agreement we'll get for sign, made up of government stakeholders, civil society, and private sector. So the board, then they supervise the accountable entity. So once we don't ratify in a parliament, an entity will be created. So to your point about na government, they lead and they. So that ratification day, they establish that entity day. That entity they go get CEO, it go get different project directors them, and everything else, communication experts, social media experts, all of them they. All of them position and they now for Salon people there. So the leadership in terms of implementing this project for enter into contracts there with different consultants, with different engineers, all of that, now that entity they get for be responsible. So MCC now get for cover the cost of that entity day. In terms of MCC and people that we go come America for come, then get one country director and one deputy country director. Now the extent of the MCC in country team we get for denial. All of the other positions and the leadership for this process get for be driven by Sierra Leoneans. So if the team come out fine, now we. If it not come out fine, now we back. So MCC now they take responsibility for that day. Yeah, and yeah, so in terms of now they.
Oh yeah, so now I think the other question is about in terms of the investments.
Yeah.
Whether wait, brother, calm down. Kandeh. Whether US-based companies go be contracted for implement versus Sierra Leonean companies.
Yeah.
Go on.
So MCC, no, they do any special tender. Every tender where MCC they do, na competitive tender. So any company across the world go be eligible for their work there. But waiting you get for realize is that there is going to be an expectation, say there is local knowledge of the context na Salon. So because we get the requirements then they in the procurement documents there, we also expect successful in the bids. We also get for do things like procurement outreach. So we go to expect for the work with different. The one critical thing I want to explain something.
Now listen, you don't ask the question. Listen, it's very important.
Salon. So Salon, where you get then kind of thing there, it's about information. It's about understanding waiting they go on. We office now, open office. You're able for coming at any time, ask any question, get access to any kind of procurement document. You get for take the initiative. You also get for can the bid opening there. You for come also the bid orientation thing that what they do, because it allow you for partner with other firms there. Because you need for get the financial capacity. In case you not get the financial capacity, you can become a subcontractor, a JV. So the opportunities are endless.
And the technical capacity.
Exactly. But you get for be strategic, and you get for engage, and you get everything get for then at the public. I want for confirm something with you. MCC not transparent institution. We'll not get secret procurement. We'll not get anything with the eye between ourselves. So make sure say you keep your eyes out. It will be in the public, and ask quick questions. If we're able for help, we the help on yeah?
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Chairman, I can answer you for 3 questions that we come. On this question of the irrigation system, whether it will just comment on this idea of setting up a specific infrastructure just for do that. The role of slurry, now be another question that they will come about. And then there was a question on sustainability with the investments here. I'll give you a chance to comment on those.
Thank you very much. Make I just add to it in, Madam Ndeye, they say, Salon people, they want we get consulting companies now, they want we get engineering companies. Now the 10 this for FEN, you good international partner. So when they say you don't get the skill, you partner get the skill because inside and they specialized skills. But you learn now to have your own partnerships ready and bid and put everything together. Yeah, it's never a free lunch. It's a competitive process. But yes, a lot of big time now for begin organizer, and me know some very good salon company. Then me say they have for I hope say they go able to compete. And slurry, yes, would they hope for rebuild slurry? Fortunately, the chief agricultural officer now then be established slurry, Dr. Jallo, within agriculture slurry they top on we line. For let feed salon succeed over the next several years, it get to be backed by data and science. So yes, he's committed to that. He himself helped to establish slurry. Irrigation authority, interesting idea. We go take a look. Me are very reticent about creating new ones, but for sure, if the scale of irrigation we want do, we get for get a focused, specialized attention to that with all the own environmental implications and management. Eventually, that is going to be needed, but will we start with it? I said no. Let us make sure we meet with targets on irrigation. The Minister of Agriculture would don't set a number of targets on irrigated lands across the country, almost we want to achieve over time. So indeed, if we get numbers, then they will get a specialized focus. Maybe we need another institution or a sub-department of the Ministry of Agriculture. Youth farms, yeah. See, sustainability. Would they look at the youth farms? Would they try to revisit that model? Would it make it fail? Commitments, mechanization, a number of problems them in there. Delivery of the inputs on time. So they take a look. They're not function well. They're not functioning well. There are other aspects of something that will be introduced earlier, will be feel say then go move well. Sometimes they come back to that human factor and the salon factor. Possibly way put in charge, the possibly way they runner, the one day we don't give the money for good day, whether they're committed or they do no more than left. But they look now on sustainability, the key to long-term sustainability in the private sector. So some of them money will they look for now the opportunity for the private sector able access them, but then say put a skin in the game. You got to put a skin in the game. Meaning some of your own money self go inside, ready for take time. Agriculture not a quick fix, not to like we bring container goods you sell. Now biological system, you get to be willing for state to run and drive. So the private sector role, economies of scale, the size of farm, they look at all of that now. Because if you do small farm, sometimes they're not go profitable. But maybe if you do 20 hectares, 1,000 hectares. Now then scale and they will look now. You're able to employ more people. You're able to balance your risks. You get a scale where you go supply school feeding, programs and institutional suppliers for army and police and so on. So they look at all of them issued, but the key would be, of course, the macro conditions, private sector participation, and how much we make credit less. And this, now there I go close. Waiting we don't do already. We create a fund where they lend out at 10% already. Instead of you go lend 28% for agriculture, we put and say 10%. So we pray God, if we mining sector really boost, if we really earn from we mining sector, we're able to invest in energy, in agriculture. That not to for today, but me are very concerned. This country export $1.2 billion of minerals last year. We only got 78 million. That is a big question for you, the young Sierra Leoneans. If you're looking at your future, and we have so much wealth, how do we keep more wealth in this country? Some of them money out, they go look for some country. Now the country says if they put 50%. But you go only put 50% if that natural wealth we God give you keep some back home. We have to revisit that as Sierra Leoneans. That's a question we all balance. We're not gain much from mining. When will we take a closer look? What the heck is going on? 1.2 billion in exports. It's going to be 2 billion soon, in a couple of years. How much value do we get as a country? What you see, I talk about internationally. These are things some of us are looking at now, Africa-wide, because everybody wants a piece of our real estate. You, the young generation, you must ask the right questions.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Minister of Finance, 2 additional questions where I think say we need you on. I think they did mention the threats to the market where you get dump of foreign goods. How we go protect we own farmers them and then produce them if we just allow uncontrolled importation? And then the other question will be on the structure of EDSA. Which are the plans the owner gets? Okay. Right? I know see the part of the conversation and then Minister said there. So you go on first.
Thank you. Good question, Madam. The answer is in regulation. Yeah, when you invest that big, you got to protect the industry. Because if it is going to be growing big and they are going to be doing big farms, you got to make sure say that money they invest in that farm is protected from aggressive competition. Say for rice. We're importing all our rice from other countries. What that means is that you are actually funding the farmer in that other country. That's in farming, and maybe their own country, then they subsidize them more than we. So they get more advantage for even sell cheap now, right? So what you do is you incentivize your own farmers and make sure, say, at scale, you protect them. This is the way basic economics work in the world where you want to build industry. So we want to build the agricultural sector. The thing is incentivize the agricultural sector and protect them. That's how it's done. It's the same thing they are doing in Korea. You know, they allow all kinds of cars for Kolleh. Where you go in a Hyundai, you see all over the road, or Kia, or those things. You don't see German cars like that because they are protecting that industry. That's how you do it. We have ecologies that are good for feeding ourselves. This is known by agriculturists. So that's why I really proposed, and I got the parliament to approve, with tax rates, and we put that money there aside. That money they can inside a fund within a bank of Salon, and that money now they take for help support the feed Salon process. Part of them, at least as government side. That's clean, clear, and it can be targeted every year, go around with the report on to the public. So this is what came in, and then when this is what we spent it on. And then we will tell exactly the other measures that we will put in place for protect the industry. The second question, really got to do with EDSA and EDSA management and the like. EDSA has to be overhauled. And we don't say this several in our budget statements then. Just we have to overhaul it. In the current way in which it is managed, cannot deliver for us. It's a fiscal risk, unpredictable, unsustainable. And the truth is this, the existing management, we have actually sourced out, funded by the World Bank, Deloitte, an international accounting and consulting firm, for the overhaul review on how we encourage private participation in the management of EDSA. The EDSA has assets. Those assets are owned by state. But the management of EDSA, its business model, the technical capability for make sure they distribute power, we need a competent entity for managing. I had the whole issue around pilfering on EDSA resources, pilfering on the technical resources. That means connection, misconnection, big industries, or bypassing, not paying the correct bill, money not the kind side, follow run. This current system will not manage it. You got to have an international reputable firm for account manager who will pay them fee, and then we own the property and then manage and maintain a very solid structure. That is what we are proposing, and that's the discussion that is taking place across the ministry, and the president is the overseeing minister for that sector right now. That's the discussion we are having. We have been talking with international partners. They will help us support this system. And the credibility of our sector, the credibility of the energy sector rests on the decision that will be taken by the state to ensure that EDSA is appropriately managed. That's how we are going to attract more partner resources for fund the sector. I think it's important to say it in public, and that's the discussion that I think that is taking place at the highest level in the country.